Boulevard in...
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
Hello once again to you, everyone. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed. As we take a live look at downtown Utica, we are starting to see a little bit of some sunlight, but that is quickly fading. Although as we get toward next week, daylight saving time takes effect, and that will change. I'll have more on that in just a second. But as far as the here and now conditions are concerned, we have calm winds, so it's 27 degrees, and it actually feels like 27. And the radar is dry right now. In case you're wondering what that green color is, we do have a flood watch. That's in effect for Lewis County. It goes into effect tomorrow afternoon from the National Weather Service Buffalo office, and it stays into effect through Thursday afternoon for areas of localized flooding that could occur between that time frame, even though the storm technically won't start in our area until Wednesday morning. I'll have more on that in just a second as well. But as far as temperatures during the overnight hours are concerned, we are going to see temperatures down into the teens, and there will be a slight breeze out there. So it could feel like the upper single numbers to lower teens out there. And then by the time you wake up tomorrow morning around 5 a.m., if not a little bit later than that, we'll have temperatures getting back into the 20s once again. But there still will be a slight breeze, so it'll feel like the teens out there. As we head through the overnight hours, we'll have partly to mostly cloudy skies, and that'll stick with us through the day tomorrow. Now, you'll notice in Lewis County, as we head through, and even the northern portions of Herkimer and Hamilton counties, we'll have a little bit of snow or some sprinkles out there as well. And that's because of a warm front that'll move through our area. And for the Mohawk Valley and points to the south, it'll be mainly dry out there. So this warm front will mainly go unnoticed. But that's the reason why temperatures will be up into the 40s tomorrow. And as we head through the afternoon, that snow will change over to a period of rain tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening. And then we'll see decreasing amounts of cloudiness for Tuesday night before we cloud up once again late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning as that next storm system heads our way. And this is where this model picks up. You can see here we zoom it out, and then the red area in the background, that's where we're going to see the lowest central pressure. And in fact, this area of low pressure around St. Louis is where it's centered at that time at 4 a.m. on Wednesday. Will be down around 980 to 985 millibars, basically the equivalent of a Category 1 hurricane. We're not going to see, obviously, strong winds like that in our area, but that's the type of storm that we're dealing with as it travels through the Great Lakes. We're not under a severe risk for tomorrow or Wednesday, but the southeastern portions of the United States, as well as the Mid-South, are under a slight to enhanced risk of severe weather. So that's certainly something we'll be hearing about in the national headlines the next couple of days. The main story from this storm will be the rain, but there could be wind gusts at times similar to this weekend, 35 to 45 miles an hour out of the southeast initially. And then as that storm crosses our latitude up toward the north and west, it'll switch over to the north and west as we head through Wednesday night into Thursday morning. And there could be a brief period of snow on the backside of that. As far as the rainfall totals are concerned, there could be as much as half an inch to an inch of rain, but if we were to deal with snow, we could be dealing with anywhere from 5 to 10 inches. Thankfully, we're not dealing with that, but what we are going to be dealing with as we head through the next couple of days are some soggy dogs out there, especially through Wednesday and Thursday when the storm is occurring. If you plan on taking them for a walk, which I certainly don't recommend, I would recommend giving them a bath. They're going to need it. If you're going to be out there tomorrow, temperatures will be in the 40s. You'll just be dealing with a lot of clouds, so there will be some wet paws due to the snow melt. And then as we head through Friday and Saturday, we'll have improving dog walking conditions. Sunset on Sunday, as I mentioned, daylight saving time takes effect then 7:03 p.m. and we'll be gaining 88 minutes of daylight between now and the end of the month. As we head through the next couple of days, we'll have temperatures feeling warmer tomorrow in the 40s, and then it's even warmer, but it's wet on Wednesday with a high of 51. And as I mentioned, that could change over to a little bit of snow on Thursday with a high of 44, and then it wraps up as snow showers on Friday, Thomas, with a high of 35. Back to you.
Well, Jordan, I'm definitely keeping a towel handy for...
Now, your eyewitness weather forecast.
And a pleasant Monday evening to you once again, everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking quiet conditions in downtown Utica right now. Winds out of the east-southeast at 6 miles an hour, though, making this 23 feel like 16. And the temperatures are going to drop for a few more hours before they come back up as we head through tomorrow morning. The radar is also quiet right now, and you'll notice that green area up toward the north and west, mainly Lewis County and along portions of Lake Ontario. That's a flood watch that'll go into effect tomorrow afternoon, stay in effect through Thursday afternoon for localized areas of flooding that may occur mainly during the day on Wednesday with that next storm system heading our way. So as I mentioned, temperatures will drop into the teens for a few more hours, eventually dropping to around 17 at around midnight, and then around 5 a.m. we'll see temperatures into right around 20 degrees. So that means when you wake up tomorrow morning around 6, 7, 8 a.m., head to work or school, you'll be seeing temperatures into the low 20s at that point. And we'll see partly to mostly cloudy skies tonight, overcast skies when you wake up tomorrow morning and head out there. And you'll notice that early in the morning there may be a few a little bit of snow shower activity, or maybe even a couple of sleet pellets up toward the north. That's a warm front moving through our area, and that'll change wind direction over to the south-southeast, bump our temperatures up into the 40s. But other than that, other than the clouds that will mainly go unnoticed, there may be another round of a little bit of sprinkle or drizzle activity up toward the north tomorrow night. However, most of the Mohawk Valley and points to the south stay dry. Tomorrow night will be partly to mostly cloudy for a few hours, and then clouds increase late Tuesday night into Wednesday morning in advance of that next storm system heading our way. This is a little bit of a different look here at our futurecast. This is the radar in the foreground, and then the mean sea level pressure, MSLP, in the background. And by that point, this is 4 a.m. on Wednesday. The area of low pressure will be centered right around St. Louis, Missouri, tracking up toward the north and east. So areas over toward Chicago, Detroit, and eventually heading over toward southern Ontario. And with that track, that means we'll be on the warm side of things. So that means we'll see mainly rain. However, as this storm tracks up toward our latitude, passes our latitude, I should say, on Wednesday night into Thursday morning, that's when we may see the wind direction shift over to the north and west, and we may see a little bit of snow on the backside of this. The other big story from this storm system is going to be the severe weather from areas down through Arkansas, Louisiana, Mississippi, portions of Alabama. That'll be during the day tomorrow. The good news, however, is that for our area, we're not looking at any severe weather, just a lot of heavy rain and some wind as well. You'll notice up to the north and down toward the south, there could be some wind gusts at times Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, 35 to 45 miles an hour. However, I'm expecting it to be less than that here in the Mohawk Valley. It'll be a lot quieter here up in elevation is where you'll see some of those higher wind gusts, similar to what we saw over the weekend with that front moving through. So this is a look at the timeline of when the rain is expected to start on Wednesday morning. So for most of us, it'll be between around 6 to 8 a.m. So when you're heading out the door to work or school Wednesday morning, a little bit less over toward the west, or a little bit earlier, I should say, over toward the west, a little bit later as you head toward the east, maybe as late as 10 a.m. there. In terms of the rainfall totals, there could be as much as ½ an inch to an inch, if not more. So that means if you're going to be walking your furry friends, like our friend Grizz here in the studio, you are going to need to give them a bath. I wouldn't recommend walking out there on Wednesday or even on Thursday as well, with the rain changing over to snow. Tomorrow you'll just be dealing with some wet paws thanks to that snow melt. Temperatures into the 40s, and we gain 88 minutes of daylight between now and the end of the month with spring forward, and we spring forward, I should say, in 5 nights. So that means sunset next Sunday will be at 7:03 p.m. So I think that's something that many of us are looking forward to, especially after this snowy and cold winter. So warmer tomorrow, 44 degrees, and even warmer on Wednesday, 51. But keep in mind, Wednesday is the wetter of those 2 days, so we won't be able to enjoy that warmth. And then as it changes over to the northwest wind direction on Thursday, that's when we chill the temperature down to 44. So rain and snow, especially snow in the morning or later on the day as well. And then that wraps up on Friday with both sun and a chance of snow showers, high of 35 that day. Thomas, back over to you.
Looks like I'm trading some muddy paws for more sunlight, Jordan.
Now, your Eyewitness Weather forecast.
And a pleasant Monday evening to everybody. I'm meteorologist Jordan Reed, tracking pretty quiet conditions in downtown Utica right now. Temperature 20 degrees, winds out of the east at 6 miles an hour, so that's already making it feel like 12. And that temperature is going to come down as we head through the next couple of hours before it goes back up once again tomorrow morning. The radar is going to stay quiet, however, and you'll notice that green area up toward Lewis County and along the lakeshore. That is a flood watch. That goes into effect tomorrow afternoon, stays into effect through Thursday afternoon for localized areas of flooding that may occur, especially during the day on Wednesday. So that's certainly something I'll be keeping my eye on here over the next 24 to 48 hours or so. What I'm keeping my eye on tonight, though, is temperatures dropping from the 20s through the teens briefly. And then when we wake up tomorrow tomorrow morning, we'll have temperatures into the lower and middle 20s out there, although there will be a slight breeze, so that will mean it'll feel like the teens. A couple of degrees cooler. Temperatures, or I should say sky conditions overnight tonight will be partly to mostly cloudy. As we head through tomorrow morning, we'll see a couple of flurries through the north because of a warm front passing through, and that'll cause the winds to come out of the south and southeast, which will cause our temperatures to go up into the 40s. Otherwise, from the Mohawk Valley points south, it'll be dry. And then as we start off tomorrow night, we'll be dealing with partly to mostly cloudy skies for a couple of hours before clouds increase once again late tomorrow night into early on Wednesday morning in advance of our next storm system heading our way. This is a little bit of a different perspective here on Futurecast. So obviously the radar is in green, and then behind that is the mean sea level pressure in red, and that's you'll see here that will be over toward Chicago as that storm tracks up toward the north and east. It'll move through southern Ontario, and it'll bring warmer air with it to our region, and that's what will cause the rain as well as the wind. And the big story from tomorrow from this system will be the severe weather across the deep south. So we're talking about portions of Arkansas, Louisiana, Texas, Mississippi, as well as Alabama that'll be at a high risk for severe weather tomorrow. Main risks will be strong damaging winds, possibly some tornadoes, large hail, you name it, they're going to get it through the day tomorrow. We're not talking about any of that here. We could be talking about some higher wind gusts though. Tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening through Wednesday morning, even in advance of the rain, when we could see wind gusts at times, especially to the north and to the south, 35 to 45 miles an hour, kind of similar to what we saw over the weekend, although we'll see some much quieter winds here through the Thruway corridor and through the Mohawk Valley. The highest winds again will be to the north and to the south through Wednesday morning and even through portions of the afternoon as well. So this is the start time generally for the rain. So the western portions of our viewing area, 4 to 6 a.m. Wednesday morning. For the bulk of our viewing area, it'll start between 6 and 8 a.m. Wednesday morning. And as you head closer toward the capital region, the eastern fringes of our viewing area, it could be as late as 8 to 10 a.m. on Wednesday morning. In terms of the rainfall that we could be talking about, we could be dealing with anywhere from half an inch to as much as an inch of rain, especially in this swath of blue as you head toward the north. That includes Lewis County, where you have that flood watch in effect. If you have any dogs, they're going to get quite soggy over the next couple of days, with the exception of tomorrow. You'll just be dealing with some wet paws because of all the snow melt out there, and there will be some limited sunshine. So if you want to get them out for a walk, I would certainly do it during the day tomorrow, like our friend Grizz here in the studio, although he's sleeping right now. We will have, you'll need to give them a bath if you do risk going out for a walk on Wednesday and Thursday with that storm moving through. By Friday and Saturday, conditions do get a little bit better for dog walking, although we may be dealing with some snow showers and some melting snow here and there. The good news though is that in 5 nights, so Saturday night into Sunday morning, we spring forward. So sunset next Sunday will be at 7:03 p.m. and even now we're approaching the 6 p.m. hour, and it'll stay after 6 p.m. until October 29th, and we'll gain another 88 minutes of daylight between now and the end of the month. We just have to get there first. So 44 tomorrow. It feels warmer out there. It feels even warmer on Wednesday, although we won't be able to enjoy the warmth with a high of 51. 44 once again on Thursday, but as the rain changes to snow toward the afternoon and evening, that'll finally wrap up on Friday morning, and we do have some sun around Friday afternoon, and then we could be dealing with a few snow flurries on Saturday morning. Same thing Sunday, with temperatures to start next week around 38 with cloudy skies on Monday. Thomas, back to you.
Well, Jordan, I can confirm for you that Grizz is sound asleep right now, so I will definitely get him out to walk tomorrow. Coming up next on Eyewitness